Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. So we've actually been in Australia for a year now, so we thought we'd do a little video update on what's kind of happened. I know for those of you that have been on the journey with us and subscribed and seen our other previous videos, we've been through quite a lot.
Let's talk about the here and now. So for anybody that this is their first time watching us, as you just said, we moved here a year ago. We came on a temporary 482 visa. We have already applied for our permanent residency visa, and our temporary visas expire in June of next year.
Yeah.
So we've already got our bridging visas in case we don't get our permanent residency visa before the temporary ones expire. And I just wanted to look back on what's been happening in the last year. So to start you off, I know that some of you, our regular subscribers, have been a little bit worried about your eye, as we have.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone about where you are with that?
So I think I had to wait about 3 months for an appointment. So I went to see a eye specialist in the Redlands. I had to go and sit in a doctor's chair. I put a picture of that up. So basically, a little eye exam beforehand. Can you read this, such and such? And then they put like these drops in your, or in my eyes, for makes them dilated so they can whatever they got to do. And that is a very weird experience. It's literally like just you see your eyesight, well, you see your eyesight, but your eyesight gets quite a lot worse. Everything's blurred and stuff like that. So obviously you can't drive. Really sensitive to light. That was weird. So obviously like, everything's overexposed, so you come out into sunlight and it's just blinding. So anyway, checked the little lump on my eye. She said there's nothing bad or anything to worry about. They can operate on it if I wanted, or they can try and get it.
It's a cyst.
Excrete it if you want. So I'll go down that route beforehand, and then we'll probably do the surgery. But it's a little bit close to the eye. But everyone who was concerned, thank you for your concern. But it's all good. It's just twitching.
I think for our subscribers that are Australian, that whole process is probably not a surprise to you. But again, for us, coming from England and coming into your healthcare system, if we were back in England, there's absolutely no way that you would have been referred to an eye specialist for an external lump on your eye that they couldn't confirm was or wasn't cancerous. If they could definitely tell it was cancerous, they would have referred you. If not, there's absolutely no way, unless you have private healthcare, which works slightly differently to Australia in the sense that, I don't know, maybe we can do a different video on that, but if you had private healthcare in the UK, you could probably insist on a referral. And I don't know, I've never even seen an eye specialist where we lived in the UK. I feel like you'd need to go somewhere like London or like one of the big cities. So to have the checks and the care that you had to look at that, they checked both eyes, front, back. We were in there, an hour and a half, 2 hours? It was just top-notch. Incredible
the healthcare
service.
System was amazing over here. Can't fault it at all, really.
No, and even the cost to have it removed. Obviously, we have got private healthcare and we're eligible for, I think, some Medicare, not the same Medicare as like a citizen would have, but the cost wasn't that great, was it?
It was like $400, wasn't it?
Out of pocket cost, and we probably could have claimed a lot of that back with our private healthcare as well. So yeah, I think it's just an amazing healthcare system here, and although you had to wait 3 months, that's probably one of the differences. If you have private healthcare in the UK, you get an appointment very quickly because it's a different kind of system, whereas here private healthcare doesn't mean that you get seen any quicker. It's just about how you pay for it. So interesting.
Yeah, so there we go. There's a little update for you.
That was quite a big update, quite a long update. So that's great news that obviously that's all good. And what else have we been up to? Been really busy with work.
So it's like work's non-stop. It's like literally, where does the weekends go?
So that's just been a lot. In terms of where we are with our visas and things, we've done everything now. You can look back and see our video about having our medicals. You've done your skills assessment. We've vlogged about all of this the whole way through, so all of them videos are available on our channel if you haven't seen them already. But we feel like we're literally just waiting for someone to press a button now. We've spent thousands of dollars. We've jumped through a million hoops.
It's like we're back in limbo again. So back in our previous videos when we were in limbo waiting for the 482 before we could come out here, we're now back in that for the PR one. So it's just, you see some people might have like a 10-day wait, or they might have a few weeks, but off we've been a couple of weeks now.
I feel like it's been maybe 3 weeks to a month since our medicals.
That was it. We waited for the police thing.
We had the police checks before we went to the medicals, I think. So we've had UK police checks, Australian police checks. That's our second lot of UK police checks that we've paid for. Skills assessment, medicals, all the travel history, 10 years from to, dates, locations, all of our work experience.
Oh, little update. We're going to bring out a video on the new updates for the visas.
But we have been through all of that throughout the last year. So it's crazy, isn't it?
So be prepared. It is a waiting game. Admittedly, we came over here fairly quick, whereas some others, some of our subscribers and Instagram followers did their waiting in England. So they waited in England, got the OK, then they're over, whereas we would do the over here, then we're waiting.
And obviously we've still got our house back in UK, so we're holding on to that until we get our permanent residency. So we're kind of in limbo with that, which is a bit annoying because we've just had to renew our mortgage, and obviously it's not like you can just renew for 6 months or even a year really. So we're definitely gonna miss out if we want to sell our house before our fixed term ends, which is not great timing. So we need to decide what we want to do with our house. Do we want to sell it as soon as we get our permanent residency? Do we then want to start renting it out? We need to make all of them decisions, which we're just not sure about yet. So we've got a trip back to the UK booked for April. We're going to do a massive decluttering, selling, getting rid. Just feel like we've been doing that for the last 2 years.
It's not really a holiday, is it? It's just flat out.
So, and we need to definitely organise that container. We've still got quite a lot of things that we want to ship over, so we'll need to organise that before we go to UK, so that when we get to UK we can chuck everything on the shipping container, and then it will take a good few months to get back here.
Oh, but who could they use?
So we'll definitely be using Seven Seas because they were great for us last time, and all of our belongings arrived perfectly safe, nothing was broken. And if you guys wanted to do the same, we've got a discount code to give you 10% off, but not selling them because and we don't get anything from it, but just can recommend them to you if you wanted to use them. And
just pass the savings on. I mean, it's not cheap doing this whole malarkey, so any little handouts you can get is greatly appreciated, I'd imagine, wouldn't it? Like, we did have a code, but
we were scrambling for a code when we used them, so more people that have got codes and can share that discount, the better. So that's what we'll be doing in April. That's what decisions we'll be making when we get our permanent residency visa. But if we look back over the last year, we arrived here in October of 2023 with just a few suitcases, and now we have a whole house full of things. Some of them things come from UK, some of them things we've gradually built up. It's not easy starting again from scratch. You come here with suitcases, you don't have beds, you don't have sofa, you don't have TV. It's very expensive and very tiring.
Expensive.
And to start again, we're still using the very basic plates, bowls, knives and forks that we bought from Kmart when we first arrived. The most cheapest cutlery and plates and things. But yeah, I mean, they're not broken, they still work. They're not the nicest looking, they're not the biggest, they're not the fanciest, but there's no point replacing them. So yeah, we've just been gradually building our things back up and trying to make this our home, even though it's rented, which is a little bit difficult. This is now our second property in the last 12 months.
Yep.
We don't really want to move again, so we had this for 12 months, which expires in April, just before we go back to UK. And by April we could even have our PR.
I'm hoping before Christmas would be nice.
But we're probably not going to be in a position to buy anything then, because we've still got our property back in the UK. So I'm hoping we can extend our lease on this property so that we don't have to move. We did consider, do we want to look for something smaller? We don't really need the big property that we've got at the moment. We could save a bit of money. That's another decision we need to take next year.
We'll see. It's the whole limbo thing. It's just once these PRs come through, it'll be a bit easier for us, won't it?
So what other things have we been up to in the last 12 months?
Play golf. First round of golf. I haven't played for about 2 years. Played last weekend with Ross and a few of his mates. That was an experience because it's hot. The grass is different over here, and the rule is if the ball goes in the rough, it stays in the rough. So you can donate your ball to nature because there could be something in there that doesn't want you to have your ball back.
I think that's also something we've really had to come to terms with in the last 12 months is all of these new, sometimes not new, but bigger creatures and things. So let's talk about the spiders, because everyone asks, have you seen snakes? Have you seen spiders? So in the last year, we haven't personally come across any snakes, have we?
No snakes.
No. So, and you hear that, but we are on a lot of the Facebook groups. You see people that call snake catchers. There's always people posting pictures of snakes they find, and yeah, we did buy a snake bite emergency first aid kit in case. You never know.
I think you've got to be a little bit more prepared over here. It's not like England where you just buy some plasters. You do have to have some precautions, I think.
But on the topic of spiders, they are huge. I hate spiders, and we have probably had maybe 3 or 4 huntsman spiders.
I think the last one we had was a baby huntsman. It wasn't a full-on hand one.
It was huge.
It was bigger than normal.
Let's talk about how you deal with spiders here, because that's also quite well, I remember posting the picture of the baby spider. The baby spider was definitely not baby size. It was big. And so I had multiple messages on the Instagram from people who were like, how do you get that? Like, normally you can put a lunchbox and a bit of card and catch it. That spider was bigger than... It's not like at home, you would just get tissue, pick it up with your hand. You don't even do that here.
Yeah,
but
you got to be a little bit careful. Some would be venomous. I'm not really up to speed with what spiders are what. So it's not really a case of getting a bit of tissue and grabbing it like I used to in England.
But luckily, there are loads and loads of sprays here that you can buy just in the supermarket. And literally, you just get the spray, looks like a polish can spray or hairspray can, and you just literally spray the hell out of the spider until it dies. And they don't die easily.
They do a little song and dance and they've been shot. No.
They come back to life.
The sprays are good, they are pretty quick.
The sprays are good, and yeah, thank God for the sprays, because I don't even know, like, I'd be searching Facebook, is there a spider catcher? I don't need a snake catcher, I need a spider catcher. So the sprays are good. And the other thing is that they, like, you have to pay for it, but they spray your house inside and out. You're supposed to have it done once a year. And I honestly think that we used to get more spiders in the house in England than we do here.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's because we had the house sprayed inside and out, and so that keeps a lot of them.
Get a lot of dead cockroaches on the porch, don't you?
Yeah, they're always on their back because they've been poisoned. Cockroaches, another thing, they're disgusting. You don't get cockroaches in England, so we weren't used to them, and even after a year, even when you find one, it's still horrible.
What do you have? A gecko? I think they're geckos, aren't they? I'm not sure, a little whitey, creamy.
There's a name for them, can't remember. But that's another thing. We have the net doors closed and we don't leave them open, and the windows have got vents. It's not like English windows where you can open them and anything can come in. Doors and windows are all netted and we don't really open them unless we're coming in or out. But there's often...
Sometimes they like to try and beat you into the door.
And they're so quick. They are so quick. So the other night, one must have come in the front door. By the time we'd noticed, it had literally done a lap of the
They've
house.
gone along the ceiling, all the way along the other way to the back door.
How hard is it to catch them?
Yeah, but yeah, we're lucky we don't kill those ones.
We just try and move
Yeah.
them along and flick them out. But
They're good for flies.
we have had to deal with a lot of changes in terms of that kind of thing, and it's a lot to deal with, honestly.
It's a bit more different than England. It is. Things are bigger. There's different varieties of them. But yeah, it's going to be different. It's not England, is it?
No, I know, but yeah, I think you don't really expect that when you come here. No one really tells you about it. You hear about snakes and spiders, but all of the other things. Let's talk about mosquitoes. We've talked about it before, and we're going to try them mosquito bans because they sound really good. But honestly, we've been through so many different sprays. You try and cover up, you try and avoid the times, but they get everywhere. And even if you're wearing a long dress or something, they still find a way in. And again, I didn't expect to have to deal with mosquitoes here. So I think that's been a lot.
I wouldn't change it. It's been amazing, really.
I just don't enjoy getting bit or seeing spiders or cockroaches. But I can't imagine many people do. So what else?
So on the list of things to do.
So even though we've been here a year, we still haven't made it to any of the theme parks in the Gold Coast, which should have done on our recce trip, but we just ran out of time.
Done Top Golf. That's a good one.
We want to do Dream World, Movie World, Sea World. I heard that you can feed a polar bear at SeaWorld. Guys, if any of you have been to SeaWorld at Gold Coast and done that, let us know in the comments. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, and there's other things, you need to do, stick on the list. Let us know down below in the comments.
Yeah, we want to explore other different parts of Australia. Like, we had the chance to go anywhere or travel anywhere. We want to get to Sydney at some point and see what that's like. We want to go to Melbourne and see if it's really as rainy as people say.
Well, yeah, I'm interested about the whole 4 seasons in one day weather.
Yeah. We hear that Tasmania is beautiful, and yeah, obviously just so much to explore.
Oh, God, yeah.
So we've got lots of things to do. Yeah, I need to make a plan as to when we're going to do that, because I think we just kind of, we work really hard, we're either just working or working, and we need to try and find some time to have some fun. In terms of what we've sort of experienced whilst we've been here in the last 12 months, we've experienced every sort of special event and anniversary and things. So we're coming up to our second Christmas here. We know how hot it is at Christmas. This is our second summer, so we're ready for it.
Getting used to the Christmas music when it's blazing sunshine.
Yeah, Christmas, it'll be great. We've already got a Christmas tree, decorations. We know exactly where we can find our ingredients for our Christmas dinner this year. We've got a table and chairs this year. I remember last year we just bought like a table and chairs.
Outdoor set.
And we were eating our Christmas dinner on that because, yeah, obviously we only just moved here.
Yeah.
So it should be a bit more homely this year. Maybe we'll change up the decorations because we're in a different house. So maybe the decorations we bought last year won't necessarily go in this house. We've done Halloween, so the kids have done Halloween twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know obviously we were here for Australia Day.
I had my birthday actually in the sunshine. The first time in my life.
Yeah.
It was actually warm, not cold, grey October.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah. We've all of the what we call bank holidays from UK. Australians call them public holidays. We've done all of them. And yeah, I think, you know, we've talked about in previous videos, they're really settled now. They've got lots of friends. The eldest got work, the youngest is also working, so they're earning money and loving life, finding lots of things to do with their friends.
Better social life than us.
Absolutely, like, yeah, both part of sporting clubs. I'm absolutely.
Oh yeah, they love it, don't they? Yeah, they love it here, don't they? Which
Yeah.
is all comes to have a better life here. So
Yeah. So them. Yeah, family back in UK have been absolute gems, looking after all of our things, our redirected post, our house, you know, for us. We miss them a great deal, and we're so grateful to have them to help us and support us. It's important that your family support you in this journey, because it's scary, it's tough, it's expensive.
Oh, God, yeah.
And yeah, you really need to know that your family have got your back, so we really appreciate that. What else?
So we've experienced the crazy weather here at the moment. So you get a weather warning pop up on your phone, large hail in the area. You're like, oh Christ, here we go. Dents in your car and stuff like that. And yeah, the weather, where we're to in Brisbane, is good. I like watching thunderstorms, so we get good thunderstorms over here, whereas in England, not so great. But here, amazing light show you get in the clouds. It's awesome. But we've had a few occasions, got panic and stick the cars in the garage, and young eldest's car, putting blankets over the top and a car cover, hoping that large bits of hail.
Because we're not used to that, right? We do have hail in the UK, but not large enough hail that it can cause damage to your car. And I've seen pictures of car hail
Like
damage.
golf balls coming down, whereas England you get little styrofoam balls, bean bags. That's about much hail as we used to get.
So that's been interesting to get used to that.
Especially the summer, almost summer. The weather is now a bit more, it'd be blazing hot and then it can rain for a second and it'll be a storm. Ends now.
There's been some really windy days as well. I know that Eldest went to the beach the other day and she literally had to pack up and come home because there was sand everywhere. So it does get pretty breezy, which is nice because it also gets pretty hot, so you do appreciate the breeze when it comes.
Yeah.
It's tropical Queensland, right?
That's what we come here for. We're for the crazy weather. So there you go. A little bit of a update, stroke, ramble kind of stuff. So like I said, drop your comments below, you know, places to go and other things to add to our list of exploring.
Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, following, and we really appreciate it. And
see you in the next one.